Okay, we're live.
Am I?
You're live on Facebook. Okay, we're doing kind of a sound check. Can you guys hear us okay? Wait a little bit for people to kind of continue jumping on. Hello. All right. Can you hear us on Instagram, Emily? Awesome. Thank you, Emily.
Renee, can you hear us on the Facebook?
All right. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a shorter live session. We just want to show some of Nakusa High School students, families, staff, what to expect in the fall. And we're going to start with the screening. So for summer school right now, this is our little screening station. It might look different in the fall. And we have Mr. Gunrick. Hi, Mr. Gunrick.
Hello, hello.
And Miss France.
Hi.
And they're going to show us what the screening process looks like. So go ahead, how quickly it goes.
Hi.
Oh.
Thanks for using your hand sanitizer.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to check your temperature and I have a couple of questions for you. Great. No fever. Do you have any cough?
Nope,
Any sore throat?
nope,
Shortness of breath?
nope,
Have you had contact with anyone with COVID?
nope.
Perfect.
All right.
You are all set.
All right. So that's pretty cool. Saying hi to you, Mr. Gunrick.
Hello, hello.
So when students then come through, of course, to the classroom, we're going to go to our model classroom. And we're primarily looking at if we're on yellow. So this is where we're looking at like maybe half of our students being in the building. This is what a classroom is going to be set up as. Go ahead, Mrs. Bray. All right, so this is our model classroom. This is going to be Mr. Lynn, our new social studies teachers. Hey, Mr. Lynn, how's it going? So this is his classroom. We have 15 desks in here. And up at the front is our teacher desk up there. And then we have these 6 feet. Miss France, would you mind sitting and showing our 6 feet distance here? So far apart students will be.
Not the table, the student.
Right, head to head, we got about 6 feet distance there. So we can, have a little bit of room for quick circulation, that kind of thing. One quick note, you'll notice that we are wearing masks in the building. We would ask that you do wear masks. We are going to start working on a culture of wearing masks to protect ourselves, to protect others primarily. So that's going to be a focus for the school year. If you guys have any questions, by the way, I didn't mention this, we can address some of them today, but again, I do want to keep this a little bit shorter so it's a little bit easier for people to kind of sit down and watch. Do we have any questions yet? All right.
We would post them if there is.
Okay.
And us as teachers are gonna try to, whenever kids or students are in the classroom, we should have a mask on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Instagram is reconnecting and having an issue right now.
okay. But we should have our masks on when students are in the classroom. But during passing time, if we're cleaning, during lunch, during other time, during our prep, we'll be able to take our mask off. And these masks work very well, especially for someone with glasses, because they do go up very nicely and fold right underneath the glasses to keep the fogging to a minimum, which is really nice. So we both prefer the non-elastic and the tie because they're really easy to go.
These masks also have a space for a filter too, which is really nice. And they're not really heavy. Like we've had some very heavy and very itchy masks, but these are really nice.
Yeah, so families, if you're looking at purchasing masks or we're talking about gaiters as well, those ones that go all the way around the neck.
Oh, right. So
families, if you're looking at that, those are some things to maybe consider so that you can take that quick break and just push it down around your neck. Students, okay, question. Can students wear shields or just a mask? Shields, sure, you can wear them. They're designed to kind of protect your eyes from any of the droplets. But masks are what we are asking for staff to wear. The shield is really not at the current time suggested alone. Does that make sense? So if you're gonna wear a shield, the recommendation from the CDC is shield and mask. Mask is best. Okay, So thanks for the questions. We're gonna go down to a different model classroom where we're gonna be using some plexiglass. And we'll kind of show you and talk through some of the other things. One thing, I'll just stuff on the stick there, right?
Oh.
No, it's okay. So we're hoping to have additional seating in the hallways for lunchtime. So as I kind of pan over to our cafeteria, you know, especially incoming students might not, oh, it's kind of dark. So this is our cafeteria, and you can kind of know that keeping 6 foot distance in the cafeteria might be a little bit tricky. So we're gonna add some seating to our hallway so that our students can sit at a table. We're gonna use the extra desks from our classrooms. And then one quick thing to our drinking fountains. I'm from Minnesota, so I apologize, but our drinking fountains will be turned off, but our water bottle filling stations will be on. So as you think about purchasing school supplies for the fall, you may want to get a water bottle or 2, clean one, use one kind of a thing. We recommend that. All right, so we're gonna go down to Mr. Genrick's classroom, bring them to time. But Facebook is an easier place for us, or you can email me directly. Happy to check that out. All right, so here we are in Mr. Genrick's classroom, and he has tables. So you'll notice we have 2 students to a table, and we're going to be getting some plexiglass.
So this would be clear plexiglass.
Yep, clear plexiglass.
That would be just up like that, separated in.
Yep, and we'll be able to wipe those down and clean and sanitize as needed. And Mr. Genrick has really been working hard. He comes in for summer school, so he's really been working hard at creating a situation where if you choose to learn from home, but you would like Mr. Genrick to be your teacher for Algebra 2, correct?
Yep, Algebra 2, yeah.
Algebra 2. And you want to do some synchronous learning, which means at the same time as the rest of the kids during the school day, he has an option for you that he's going to talk about here. Not every teacher has figured this out yet because they don't, you know.
Yep. It's still a work in progress for all teachers to see how this goes. But I have a lesson up right now, so if I have students in here, some of those group members might be online. So Miss France is over there.
Hi.
Online. All right, so
Oh.
you can hear her. The speaker is probably a little
There
loud.
she is in a different classroom.
Okay. So she's in a different classroom. She's currently at home. So I have the speaker set up. So Ms. Brands, can you just say like testing 1, 2, 3?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
So very loud, very clear. So if she has questions from home, she can just say them. She can also type them, and a pop-up will come up with a question. So right now I have my screen shared. So you are sharing your screen. And on her screen right now, she sees whatever I do. So if I write, whatever I write on the screen, she's seeing it on her screen right now, which is very helpful, and she can follow along with the class. And then, oh, yeah, sorry.
I was just going to say, Ms. France, can you clarify, can you hear us perfectly fine, or?
I don't even know where you're at in the classroom, Mrs. Baldwin, but I can hear you crystal clear.
Okay.
And I can see the hi that Mr. Genrick wrote on his board.
Okay, so if you're learning from home, you would do this from your home and be able to be a participant.
Yes, exactly. And we're still working through some of the things where if Miss France is in a group with, let's say, table 5 over here, then she'll be broken out into groups to work on problems with these people, and they'll have a computer to share, or they'll each have a computer, because that's the goal here, so they'll each have a computer, she'll have a computer, and then they'll be in a group together online talking through things when I can split this out into breakout rooms. So that's the goal that we're really trying to go with if people are at home and in the classroom at the same time. So I can break her out into a group, bring her back, and she can follow along as we go through the lesson, whatever that might be. And then we also want to record it, so if students happen to not be able to be in the class at, let's say their class is at 8:30, and they miss their class, then they can go on to Schoology, is what we're going to use. They can go onto Schoology and click on the link for the video, and they can watch the video for the lesson.
Okay.
So they can go through the problems with us, just at a different time with watching a video.
Okay. All right.
I think that's everything.
Can you show us what a chat would be like? Could you
wanna-
chat,
Ms. France, could you send a
question, or
chat? I should get a notification that you sent one.
like if she has a question, how will you know?
Just sent one.
Okay.
So I get a notification up here, and I can click on my chat, and there's the question. So she said testing, she can type it, she can send it to specific people if she wants. She has everyone, there's only us two right now, but it gives me an alert up there.
Okay.
And then I think I could, if I wanted to keep this up, I could, but I would delete it,
Okay.
so.
All right. One question that came up, the mask like Mr. Genrick's, I purchased those for our summer school teachers from an Etsy site. If you want that exact one, just send me an email to my email address. Mr. Genrick, can you write my email up on the board maybe for them? Thank you. Otherwise, I mean, if you just do a search for Thai mask, you could probably find it at a lot of places.
Well, that's really good stuff.
SUSAN _
I didn't calibrate my marker, so.
BALDWIN, like the piano or the actor, at
I'm gonna write it on the second line. nakusa.k12.wi.us.
Lefty.
Yeah. And those, you can write any questions. You can also email me there. But like I said, if you want that exact one, I'll just share that, that Etsy store with you.
And the last thing too, for video purposes, so Miss France could shut off her camera right now. Everyone can have their camera off. We're still figuring it out, so it's not there, but Miss France, could you still send a message?
Yeah.
So even if she's not up here, I can still click on participants, so I know who's on here. And then if she sends a message, it says one up there, so I know she sent a message, and she's still here.
Okay.
Okay, so the video, I know that's kind of a questioning thing right now, but the video can be shut off and they can still interact just typing. And she can say stuff without having her video on, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Genrick?
Nothing I can think of right now, so that once all the students leave and it's passing time, I would take down my mask. And if there's anything that still needs to be wiped down before the next class comes in, we would take care of it. But I would take this time in between classes to take down my mask because wearing it completely all day would be exhausting and it's too much. So in between classes, I would take it down, and then next class is about to come in, pops right back up.
Okay. All right. So I think I just have a few things to cover, and if there's any questions that you guys have, if maybe you want to post a couple of them, I'd be happy to answer. Let me just sit down here, and I wrote a few notes. So I just want to review again because I know again that you kind of jump on and off at different times. Number one, water bottles. If you're looking for supply list changes, there we go. Hello. Get a water bottle or two so you can clean one and use one. One thing I did not mention, we are looking at having 2 lunches instead of just 1. So that way we can increase the amount of space between students. That's not confirmed yet, but that's something that we are looking at. Masks, we are asking that students wear masks. Of course, there are times where it won't make sense to wear a mask. Phy-Ed class is one perfect example. If you are completely alone in the hallway, you can take that mask break. We know that that's an important thing, and just have it right here and then just slips up real quick, and that's good. But one of the things that I do want to also share is that, we've talked about the high school is a little bit more complex with moving students from place to place. We don't have cohorts as they maybe do at the elementary or the middle school. With electives, with credits that are required for graduation, there's just some more things that we have to really look at and really think through, really consider all of the ramifications of any changes that we make. So I just want you to know that we love your feedback. We really appreciate any questions that you can, pose to us, play devil's advocate a little bit, because that's really helping us create the best situation for our students. We are so concerned about everybody's safety, not just students, of course, but our staff as well. And so, please keep sending those comments, questions. Honestly, even if we're doing something that you feel like we're doing pretty well at, we'd like to hear that too, because, and sometimes just please understand and be patient that things can change from hour to hour. As we continue researching and talking to different groups and organizations and people, we want to hear everything and make the best decision for our community, our staff, our students, and so we really appreciate that. Last shout out is to our teachers who have been really patient and flexible and 100% supportive of the discussions we've been having. So if you are in contact with a teacher, they have just been so great to work with, and in this time of uncertainty, I can't appreciate them enough right now. Staff, if you're listening, watching, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I don't have anything else. Are there any other questions? There's one on Instagram. How is busing going to work? We are not sure. We do have a meeting coming up this week to kind of determine what exactly that will look like. I do know that we're gonna, at this time, we're currently going to be asking students or families to opt in, and we're looking at that first week of August. So look for communication about busing specifically, because families will need to opt in for busing. But we don't know any other details at this point. But they will be coming soon.
We do have, what will grading look like?
Grading. We are not looking at a pass-fail, if that's really what that question is about. In the spring, it was very different circumstances. Honestly, if you think back, we thought we were shutting down for a week or two, and we thought we would be back in school. And then they kind of extended it. We thought we can still come back in May, and that's what we desperately wanted. So when we chose to go pass-fail, it was just very different circumstances. Moving forward, we will be having letter grades. That was a good question. Thank you. We haven't addressed that. Other questions? All right. Well, like I said, I did want to kind of keep this short anyway. So thank you so much for joining. Please rewatch and share, and keep those questions and comments coming, and we will work on addressing them. So thank you so much, everybody. Bye.